Hello.
Peyton, what's it been like working with Ken Austin?
It's been great. I've had some experience working with him last year, but him having the room now has been awesome. We've been a lot more productive. We're getting detailed, and I've learned a lot from him, and it's been great to get to know him as a person too. Not that we didn't get to know him last year at all, but it's been fun. I'm really excited for the relationship we built and where it's going to continue to go.
Coach Reese has emphasized a renewed confidence and trust in you from last season until now. What shifted for you in the offseason for him to be led to believe that?
I'm not sure. I feel like I've been the same guy. My values are still the same. I place the same value in my process and what I do from the day to day. Do I feel like I'm better than I was last year? Absolutely. But at the same time, I haven't become a new person. So sticking to what got me here to this point, and I feel that good things are ahead.
Peyton, with all the new receivers coming in, what kind of things have you done during the offseason to build chemistry with that group?
Throw, obviously. We've gotten a lot of routes in together, but we've also just been hanging out. It's been great to get to know each other, and obviously with 3 of our 4 transfer, Cam's not transfer, but Cam plus our 3 other transfers, I only really knew one of them, and Sam Jackson, and so getting to know the rest of those guys has been great. Hanging out after we throw and just talking and having a good time. So it's been good. I feel like we're at a good spot right now, and we're going to continue that trajectory as we get into camp here soon.
Are there any specific things you guys like to do kind of off the field, hanging out?
I know Cam likes to bowl. He's a pretty good bowler. Keandre is always doing something. And then Sam likes to play the game. He's always in his room yelling at somebody at the TV. So I know he's decent at that. I was supposed to play him last night in NCAA. I haven't played yet. So, I gotta take him on that.
Does Cam try to get you guys to go bowling with him? Does he go by himself?
No, I don't think he's done any lone bowling sessions.
Okay.
At least not that I know of, unless he's really dedicated. But I know him and Dylan Gentry. They're super tight. They're both crazy bowlers. Dylan's good at every random game you can imagine. He's smoked everybody in bag or cornhole. But yeah, we've been bowling a couple times.
Is Cam competitive in everything he does?
I would say so. He wants to win. He's not throwing a fit or anything if he loses. We did trivia last night. We had a trivia competition, and I kicked his butt pretty good. So he was upset about that. But yeah, he's a competitive guy.
What have you seen from Keandre Lambert-Smith so far since he's come to campus, and what do you think he brings to the offense?
Yeah, he's even better than I thought he was, and I thought he was good when he got here. And so, obviously I watched his film, I watched his highlights and stuff before he got here. You can only see so much of that when you're watching film and practice highlights and whatnot. But he's been great. I feel like he's a little bit bigger than you'd expect. He's not small by any means. He's probably a good 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", and he can run. And then for me, it's his releases. When he gets pressed off the line, I feel great with him getting where he wants to go. And his start-stop is really good, too. He's a really polished receiver, and he's played a lot of games, caught a lot of touchdowns, and he's going to have a chance to do that for us this year, I can assure.
What's your early impressions on Bryce King and Perry Thompson and what they can bring to this team in the first year?
Well, both of them can run, so that's a good start. They're both fast. Perry is obviously way bigger than Bryce is. Bryce is pretty slight. He's going to be putting some weight on it, and Perry is put together. He looks like he's already been in college. So for those guys, it's just learning the college game. They both probably, it's not easy for a freshman to come in and play anywhere in any position. And at receiver, it's not easy to learn a whole offense and then also be a polished receiver. So many times you're just so much more athletic than guys and so much faster than guys in high school that you just either run right past them or, whip them by you when you're stopping. And so, at this level, you're not going to be able to do that very much. And so learning the ins and outs of different routes and different concepts and learning the whole offense, that's not easy. And so Bryce had the spring, which helped him, and he got some reps in against, college players. And then Perry obviously coming in here in the summer. It's more difficult for him, but he's doing a good job in 7-on-7 in the summer. And Bryce is as well, and I know that they're going to develop into really good players.
Peyton, Coach Freeze was really complimentary of the running back room and the ground game you guys can have this year. What do you expect from that part of the offense in 2024?
Yeah, I would agree with Coach. I think our running back room is loaded. I think obviously it starts with Jarquez, and he's got a lot of games under his belt and has done a lot of good things on the field. Damari has done the same thing. He presents a very good skill set, and then Jeremiah Cobb is a stud as well that you guys didn't get to see much last year, but he's really special. And so I feel confident with any three of those guys out there. They're all willing to block. They're all obviously really good with the ball in their hands. They can all catch. And so we can do different things with those guys. And our guys up front have been working their butt off. It starts with Connor Liu. Obviously he's a really, really good player. I think he's going to have a chance to be a high-round NFL draft pick from what I've heard. I'm no O-line scout, but he's been outstanding. The way he leads those guys is awesome, and they've been working their butt off after every lift. They're doing something together, and so that's been great for me to see from them, and I'm really excited about what they bring to the table, and are going to give our backs a chance to have some running lanes.
When you have a couple new pieces along that offensive line, what responsibility do you feel as the quarterback to get those guys to gel quickly so that the offense runs as well as it can?
Yeah, it's just making sure everybody is I don't want to say included. I don't want it to sound like a lunchroom or anything, but just making sure everybody is on the same page and everybody is pulling the same direction, which I think we are. And I think the new guys that we've added up front are doing a good job. And they're working hard, like I said, but just all the time they're spending together right now. They're spending so much time together after lifts and in meetings and all that. So really excited about them and excited to see what they're going to be like here in the fall.
Peyton, what differences have you seen under the offense with you freezing Derek Nix?
A lot of differences, and it's been really exciting. I know tempo is going to be a part of what we do. Not that we're going to be hair on fire every single play, but a lot more detail, a lot more attention to detail in everything that we do, and that's huge. There's more urgency, and I'm really excited about that. That is winning offensive football and those things, and understanding the importance of practice, and understanding the importance of the details at practice, and those are things that Coach Freeze and Coach Nix have harped on and have instilled so far to this point, and I know it's just going to keep going.
Peyton, you weren't here last spring. You got in the summer. Now you've been here. The offensive line room's getting a lot deeper. You got some receivers coming in. Impact players. Kenneth Walker III comes up from Wake Forest to play with you, and now you've got a different set of circumstances. You're a coach's son. Mentally, you're tough as nails. Are you the alpha male in that locker room?
I guess that'd be a question for one of my teammates to answer that. But, I believe I was just telling somebody earlier that I've been told by a former coach that as a quarterback, you're the CEO of the organization. And you are the guy that oftentimes people look to. And that's just the nature of the position. And some guys like that, some guys don't like that. And I have understand that responsibility my whole life. Because like you said, growing up a coach's kid, I've been in those meetings when I was 6 years old, so it does come with a certain responsibility, and you have to understand that. And there's a lot of people that are watching, and something my dad taught me is that someone's always watching, and that's not just football, and so keeping that in your mind. But in terms of alpha, I would want to be one. That is definitely my goal, and that's definitely something that I strive to be. Do I think about that every day? In those terms, maybe not, but I want my work ethic to be different. I want people to be able to say that guy works differently than most.
What have you seen from Ronaldo Fairweather this offseason, and what kind of impact do you see having him have in the offense this upcoming season? Yeah,
Valdo's a guy that somehow is flying under the radar now with all these new playmakers that everybody wants to talk about, which rightfully so. But yeah, you talk about the receivers, talk about the running backs, and say, oh, we have one of the best tight ends in the country too. And so Valdo's been great. He's been working really hard at improving the things that he wanted to improve in this offseason. I'd say he's a good friend of mine, and we've done plenty of time throwing together. And there's just little things. It's nothing that like you point out and be like, oh, he's working at his speed. It's not like that. It's little intricacies in his routes, little things, how he's catching the ball. He has the strongest hands I've ever seen, and so he doesn't really need to work on that much, but he still does. And so I'd say Valdo's in a really good spot right now, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year.
Coach Freeze was saying earlier that he feels more comfortable where he is now, and that there's a sense of comfort and continuity with the offensive staff, and he's gotten the sense that has sort of led to confidence within the team, within the locker room. Do you feel that same thing?
Yes, for sure. A word that has been used is alignment. There's alignment in our coaching staff and agreement. I don't think any staff in the country is going to agree on everything. There's always going to be differing opinions with people that have been around the game for so long, but I really think that we're working together to get to where we want to go, and really hashing through the details and the fine details of each and every play, each and every concept, what we're trying to do, and I really feel good with where we're at. And obviously, I'm not in all those meetings, but I know we're moving in a really good direction right now.
Have you been in touch with Brian Battie's family at all?
I have not been in touch with his family. I've been getting updates from teammates and coach. I know coach was talking to Brian's mom, I think, every day. It still might be. Just getting updates. And I know that he's progressing right now, which is just amazing. Praise God for that. It's such a tragic story that unfolded. I was at home when I found out the news. I can't remember exactly why we were home at the time, but still praying for Brian and his family during this time. And I know we can't wait to see him again. I'm sure at some point here we'll all see him again at the facility. That's our hope, and I'll get to talk to him.
Peyton, who would you say is the best athlete in the SEC who's not on your roster?
Who would I say is the best athlete in the SEC not on my roster? Oh, jeez. I don't know. I don't watch enough SEC, I guess. I don't have a... Let's see. Does somebody stick out? It had to be a skill player, I guess. I don't know the answer to that question, honestly.
Some guys have picked offensive linemen too, so it doesn't have to be a skill player.
Offensive linemen are freaks. Dylan Wade is a freak athlete. I know he's on our team, but he's about the fastest big man I've ever seen.
How fast is he?
He's fast. I mean, he'll run under 5 seconds, I'm sure. I don't really know 100% what's flying for an offensive lineman. I think if you crack the 4.7s, you're moving that offensive line, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'll have to look that up.
Peyton, when you look to the summer and just the workouts you guys have been going through, which of your teammates have stood out to you?
Let's see. There's been a few, and so I don't want to lose out on anybody. I would say Dorian is one for sure, and that's because I'm in his group in our runs. And so when we're doing our conditioning stuff, he's right there next to me. He's a new guy, so he's not someone I'm used to. But we've been competing a bunch and talking plenty of trash back and forth. So he's been one that sticks out. But we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of guys that are working hard. I said earlier, Too Tall yesterday or 2 days ago during our run, he was really impressing me. I was keeping my eye on him the whole time, and he was giving a championship effort. And it was awesome. It was like look to him. Any guys that are struggling, look what he's doing, and emulate that. So I'd say Too Tall's doing a great job too.
Talk about the quarterback room, the difference last year and this year, how y'all help each other out. I've met Walker White a couple of times, and he loves it down there. It's got to be more fun.
Oh, it's so fun. I would say we have the best group of guys in the country in our quarterback room in terms of comparing quarterback rooms to people.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy and blessed to be able to share a room with a lot of guys that our values align, and you just got a lot of good guys. And so we hang out. We go golfing all together sometimes, and we're always talking, we're always laughing, and working hard. You said Walker. Walker's been awesome so far. It's been a joy having him in the room. Hank and Holden are both great guys too, and they're fun to have. And then John and Jackson are good guys as well. So it's just a fun group. It's a group that there's not an oddball in the group to where someone's doing something different than everybody else, or someone's being an issue. There's none of that. So it's been great.
You mentioned Dorian a few minutes ago. Just what do you feel like he's capable of contributing to this team?
Great things. I know he's played well before. At the Power 5, I guess now Power 4 level, and so I could tell. Our first week here, I lifted with him. It was me and him. We were lifting partners, And I knew right then and there, this is a guy, I like this guy. He works his butt off. He has energy in the weight room. I think that's huge. I'm a believer in fake it till you make it in the weight room. If you're dragging, act like you're excited to be there, or something like that. And so he's a guy who brought great energy and is a guy who's going to be a leader on our defense, along with Eugene and a couple other guys. So really excited about him.
Peyton, Ronaldo, you guys were really close last year because you guys came around the same time and you guys were always super complimentary of each other. Do you think he feels like he's got something to prove this year? What are his goals and what do you think his role in the offense is going to be?
Yeah, I'm sure he thinks he has something to prove. I think more so than anything, I'm pretty sure he was all SEC last year. So in terms of proving everything to, I guess, all the other people, I don't know if he has a ton, but I know he has something to prove to himself and to his family, and I know his goals and his aspirations and his why. And he has a very strong why, and that's going to carry him to where he wants to go. And he always is a hard worker. He always has the goal in mind of where he wants to go. I know he wants to play the next level, and he can. And so just doing the things necessary day in and day out to get him there. And, we've been doing a lot of those things together, which has been great. And so, like I said earlier, Valdo's a good friend of mine, and it's been fun to compete with him and to play with him.
What about Sam? Obviously having him in the building and just kind of what has that been like for you guys personally and as a program and as an offense?
Talking about Sam Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been awesome. He's one of my all-time great friends. He'll be a best friend of mine for the rest of my life. And so, number one, he's my roommate, and I lived by myself last year, and that stinks. I hate living by myself. And so having a roommate has been great, and just having a guy that where you just sit on the couch and talk about nothing, that's way better than sitting on the couch by yourself and not doing anything. So it's been great. Having him in the building has been awesome. He's another guy. He works his butt off, and I know how important it is to him. I know his why too, which is incredible. I know the heart he has. He's such a great human being. He's done so many great things that nobody knows about, except, and not that like you guys should, but he's an awesome guy with a great heart and a desire to win. He wants to win desperately, and so I'm extremely excited that he's here and that I have a chance to throw him the ball this year.
Carson Beck told Oklahoma quarterback Jackson Arnold that Jordan-Hare Stadium is cursed. And what makes Jordan-Hare Stadium so difficult for opposing teams and quarterbacks to play in?
Well, it's loud as crap, so that is number one. I don't know anything about something being cursed or not, so I guess I can't speak on that, but I think that we have incredible fans, and it starts with our fans and how they pack the stadium and the energy they bring. They're not some old folks who sit there and enjoy a Saturday. They're all there to make an impact. They understand the impact that they can make, and they do it. And so our fans are outstanding, and then also just, I don't know, there's just something about it. I've heard the drive in to our stadium is long as an opposing team. I haven't taken it, but that's what I've heard, and so that is the start of the day, I guess. And then I guess you see the excitement around it, and then when that third and fourth quarter comes around, it's jumping, and it's going to be loud. And so I love our stadium. I love playing in front of our fans, and you can expect more of that this year.
All right, that's it, guys.
Presented by Goodwyn Mills Cawood. Learn more at gmcnetwork.com.